Some thrillers don't scare you with what they show. They unsettle you with what they refuse to explain. They live in the grey areas, where intentions are questioned, truth is unstable, and doing the right thing might be the most dangerous choice of all. From everything revealed so far, The Huntsman looks like exactly that kind of film. Epic Pictures Group has officially set the North American release dates for The Huntsman, and this is a project that feels deliberately quiet about its horrors. The film will arrive in select theaters on February 6, 2026, followed closely by a video-on-demand release on February 10th. That release strategy alone suggests confidence. This isn't a spectacle-driven thriller. It's designed to pull you in slowly, then refuse to let go. The Huntsman is adapted from an award-winning novel by Judith Sanders and directed by Kyle Kauwika Harris, who also co-wrote the screenplay alongside Stephen John Whitner. From the outside, the setup sounds deceptively simple, but simplicity here is a trap. At the center of the story is an ICU nurse whose life changes because of one act of compassion. She volunteers to help a comatose patient accused of murdering 6 women. It's not her case. It's not her responsibility. And yet, she steps in. That decision becomes the point of no return. As she grows more involved, the film slowly tightens its grip. What begins as a gesture of humanity turns into a descent into lies, obsession, and secrets that were never meant to surface. The nurse finds herself trapped inside a psychological maze where nothing is fully confirmed and no one is entirely innocent. At the same time, a detective races to uncover the truth before it's too late. But even that pursuit isn't framed as heroic certainty. It's frantic, desperate, haunted by the possibility that the truth may not bring justice at all. What immediately stands out about The Huntsman is its commitment to moral ambiguity. Director Kyle Kauwika Harris has been clear about his intentions. This isn't a thriller about good versus evil. It's about blurred lines, about how fragile truth becomes when grief, guilt, and fear begin to distort perception. According to Harris, the film avoids unnecessary violence entirely. The horror isn't physical, it's psychological. The real tension lives in what remains unseen, in what characters choose not to say, in the gaps between facts. That approach transforms the story into something far more unsettling than a conventional crime thriller. Every moment is designed to make the audience question motives. Why is this character helping? What are they hiding? And most importantly, who benefits from the truth staying buried? That constant doubt is the engine driving the film forward. The cast reflects that complexity. Shawn Ashmore brings a quiet intensity that fits perfectly into a story about restraint and suppressed emotion. Elizabeth Mitchell adds a sense of grounded authority that feels crucial in a narrative built around uncertainty. Jessy Schram and Garret Dillahunt round out a group that feels carefully selected to keep the audience guessing. No performance feels exaggerated. Everything is controlled, measured, intentionally opaque. This is the kind of thriller where performances matter more than plot twists, because the story doesn't rely on shocking revelations alone. It relies on atmosphere, on unease, on the slow realization that the truth might be more disturbing than any lie. Thematically, The Huntsman explores grief, guilt, and paranoia in ways that feel deeply human. It asks uncomfortable questions about justice, about whether helping someone accused of monstrous acts is an act of mercy or moral failure, and it refuses to offer easy answers. Epic Pictures Group CEO Patrick Ewald has described the film as exactly the kind of elevated thriller the studio enjoys supporting: dark, atmospheric, driven by strong performances, and designed to keep viewers engaged until the final moments. That description aligns perfectly with what this project appears to be aiming for. There's an intelligence to how this film is being positioned. It's not trying to overwhelm, it's trying to linger. The kind of movie that stays with you after the credits roll because you're still questioning what you just watched. In a genre often crowded with loud twists and forced shocks, The Huntsman feels like a return to something more restrained. A psychological puzzle where every answer raises another question. By the time it reaches video on demand just days after its theatrical debut, this film will likely find an audience that appreciates patience. Viewers who enjoy thrillers that trust them to pay attention, to read between the lines, to sit with discomfort. Because the Huntsman isn't asking you to solve a mystery, it's asking you to decide how far morality can bend before it breaks. And that question might be far more unsettling than any crime scene. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.